I'm Leena Lehtolainen from Finland, and I'm going to tell you about my first murder, the first book in my Márija Kallio series. In the beginning of the 19th, when I realized that there is no such a character in Finnish crime fiction, no professional female police woman. She's investigating a murder which happens in a student choir. I started to write about Márija in the beginning of the 19th when I realized that there is no such a character in Finnish crime fiction, no professional female police woman. And the lack of it was quite interesting because in Finnish society, women traditionally could be nearly everything, like priests and sea captains, but not main characters in fiction. When I started with Márija, I made her quite young. In my first murder, she's under 30, and it was a good decision because when the series continue, I can make her older and having a family and a serious relationship and then marriage. Márija in the start is in her first really serious crime procedural. She's investigating a murder which happens in a student choir, and she is kind of covering for her boss who is an alcoholic. I think that is not very typical in Finnish police nowadays, but in the 90s it was so that people were covering each other. So Márija, as a pretty inexperienced person, is taking the whole case of a murderer to investigate. When I started to write about Márija Kallio, I just thought that I like to try if I can write a crime novel. I didn't even know if it will be published. I had no idea that 28 years later the books are translated in 30 languages and they have been topping the lists of the most sold books in Finland all the time. When I started to write it, if I would have known that, I might have not have courage to do the series at all. I don't have a plan to what happens to Márija next. I don't know how many books I will write about her. So far it is 15 books in the series and some short stories. As you can see when you read my first murder, it has been written in the beginning of the 19th. So we don't have internet, we don't have DNA investigation. The methods of the police working in Finland are quite different than they are nowadays. And for me it has been very interesting to develop the series and show my readers how these things change all the time. So maybe it's a little bit a nostalgic trip to the world in 90s in Finland. Also, in this time of the book, there were not many police women in Finnish police. Márija is definitely in a minority. Nowadays it is different, and she has risen on the ranks when the series go further. In this book, My First Murder, Márija is still single and she feels that she has been a disappointment for her parents because she as a firstborn was a girl and they were expecting to have a boy. She has two younger sisters and in the family she has taken a role of a boy or a male companion to her parents. It's very funny that there is a question that if Márija is a kind of an exaggerator and drama queen. This is the first time in nearly 30 years I have heard her kind of described as a kind of a drama queen. Maybe when she tells about herself in a first person, she shows us that she is not as sure of herself than he shows to be in the other characters. I think Maria is quite a typical Finnish woman of her generation. She wants to have a career, but she also maybe wants to have love and maybe family, and she is a strong feminist character. I have been very proud when I've heard that some young ladies have chosen the profession of a police when reading from about Maria. So she's a role model, and she's also a friend to many of my readers in different countries. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the book.